could you tell me about a Thursday and why it appealed to you? Why the role appealed to you? Why the movie appealed to you?
Why does it Thursday appeal to me? I mean, for me, I think that as an actor, I was looking at doing some thrilling content because I was also coming from a place where I'd just given birth to my daughter. There was, an entire first wave, and everybody was coming back to work. So this was a script that was offered to me. And secondly, and most importantly, I feel like there's thrill, but there's also very strong message what the film stands for. And I'm hoping that eventually, once after seeing the film and the strong message and strong word of mouth, people come around to understanding that why such drastic steps of taking children hostage has been taken in the film. And in totality, the read was fantastic. The part that was offered to me was ACP Catherine Alvarez, and that's the part I play, which was also super nice, super wonderful, very strong. Of course, when I was hired for the film, I wasn't pregnant, and then there was a second wave, and I went back, and I was pregnant. So it was not coincidental, but it was a conscious choice to continue me as far as the part was concerned. And I played an 8-month pregnant cop when I was actually 8 months pregnant. So there's a lot that went down in the film, and I'm always going to be extremely attached to this one.
So the trailer doesn't give away much about your role, but it does seem very emotionally draining. So without giving any spoilers, could you tell me more about the role? And did you channel some of your energy as a leader on roadies here?
I think there's a certain sense of there's a big how do I say this? There's always there's this kind of stamp that's put on my head that says, oh yeah, she's she's strong, and she's one of those. I'm not a fan of it, but there's like boss lady and all of that's been put in my head and all that. But it's not that. What I do on roadies, and I want to say this to people, and why I get this is because I'm myself, and the only message I want to put out there to people is don't become like me. Like, you don't have to shoot your mouth off, or you don't have to immediately stand for things that you feel very strongly about. You have to be yourself. That's all you need to do. So now, whether that person is you who wants to just be in a room full of people and still not talk to anyone, or when there's no one around, you still want to stand up on a stage and raise your voice and spark a revolution. Whoever you are, be yourself. And that's what I stand for when it comes to me in life, me on reality shows, me on anywhere else. When it comes to a piece of fiction, this is all fictional, then I'm going to be cast as someone who you think can play this part. Now, playing a cop who kind of knows her mind or knows what she's doing was something that was offered to me. But I think that what I did bring in from my life was, of course, the fact that I was so pregnant when I was doing the part. And my director, when he cast me, I wasn't. And then he asked me, he's like, I went to him and I was like, okay, listen, which way can this go? And he was just like, whichever way you want it to go. And we're not going to let go of you just because you're pregnant. It's not like cops don't get pregnant. So we'll reshoot a few bits and we still want you. And that was exciting. I feel like that bit of strength and courage to actually leave home when I've been so pregnant and having a toddler at home, and then going to work and shooting on very, very rain down and very, very heavy rain and fake rain kind of sets was exhausting. It took the life out of me, but we did it, and here I am, and the film's coming out, the baby's out, and he's in the other room and he has no idea what his mom has put him through and is putting him through even now while the interviews are going on. So yeah, I mean, it's life.
So how did you prep for the role, and did you take inspiration from somewhere?
I feel like the strength kind of comes in. Temper is not a difficult emotion to bring out when you're on a film set, because there's something that's always pissing you off. So it's not hard. But yeah, I feel like holding the gun, the pistol, just owning it. Like I was a bit, I was like, will I be able to, won't I be able to? And I still remember before going to work, Angad just like told me, he's like, this is it, this is you. And, if anyone can, you can. And I still remember I went through like extreme bouts of morning sickness to like, if I had to be on set at like 7 in the morning, I was like throwing up from 5:30 in the morning and still going to work. And, so the prep was just about keeping myself together. And there was a lot of like, there were some points where I had to like fire a pistol or, use a gun or whatever. And I still remember calling my gynac saying, if I do this on the outside, will the sound vibrations go and wake my baby up on the inside? Or will I, if I'm standing in the rain for like 9 hours continuously, excuse me, I was like, what's going to happen? And she's just like, you know what, if you're going to be fine, baby's going to be fine, be happy. If going to work makes you happy, do it, just do it. Like she also comes from a place of extreme strength. And you know what I mean? Like you got to pad yourself up with people who know you can take care of yourself, and at the same time who have faith, and they send you with a whole amount of positivity. But as far as the prep was concerned, there were a lot of readings with Atul, and because most of my parts are with him. So all in all, yeah, fun times.
And how do you switch off from the character so that you don't take any of it home, any of the emotional baggage home? Is there any ritual or activity that
it's draining to see, children being taken in hostage. And there was some parts like we would shoot and, you would see the nursery, and when the kids were not there, when they were back home, and when I would walk through and stuff because I knew the script, it was a bit like tough and eerie for me. But because I know what the film stands for, it was, I can't reveal much. It's a thriller. Sorry, I can't reveal much. It's a thriller. So I did have the sense to detach. And I feel like when you're coming home to a toddler and you're 8 months pregnant, you just want to be horizontal and just detach, like lie on the bed and you're like, okay, I'm done.
Also, what is it like working with a relatively new director?
You just know, I mean, if you come from a place of experience, you just know instantly whether the director knows what he's doing, doesn't know what he's doing. If you sign a deal with the devil and you're like, oh my God, it's the next 25 days. Or if you're doing an OTT show, God forbid, the next 90 days, this is what you're stuck with. So either you negotiate a way out of it or not. But, I have to tell you, Devki, that, because of OTT, the content that's being consumed, the fact that people are so, how do I say this? So aware of what they want to watch. There was a time between like, this is a big film project, it's a big ticket project, so it doesn't need to be padded up with a great script. And, these are smaller films, small indie films, so they'll be like great content coming out of that. So we would wait and search and look. All that has changed. Every piece of content, whether on now in the cinemas, or whether it's a show, or whether it's television or whatever, is for a certain audience, and it's really good content. It's not bad content. So, I mean, all in all, it's nothing that we're as an industry oscillating between good to very good to excellent to like mind-blowing content. Nobody's making bad content anymore.
And from the trailer, there seems to be some similarity between your movie and Nasri Green Shah's A Wednesday, because that was also a hostage thriller. What do you have to say about that?
Sorry, which film?
A Wednesday, where he...
Oh, Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. No, so it's the same genre. And because Ronnie owns a Wednesday, so the film was called something else. Our film was called something else, but because it's a hostage drama or sort of, so he just started like a series and then, called it a Thursday. Now, I don't know if we're going to go the whole loop and then stop at Tuesday, but we're second in line. So yeah, that's what the title is.
And a lot has been said about censorship of OTT content. Do you have it on that?
Um, I mean, I feel like somewhere people started enjoying OTT a lot more because, sometimes you just have to tell a story like it is. And, when things are, when a maker is restricted to a very great extent. I mean, I can understand that there are restrictions, but restricted to a very great extent, um, it it takes away from the actual story you want to tell. I mean, of course, OTT it does come as a breath of fresh air. A lot more is being said, a lot more is being told. And I'm hoping it stays where it is right now.
And you spent a long time in the industry, but we haven't seen you in a lead role in the recent past.
Yeah.
Does the length of the role matter, or does the
No, I feel like the kind of lead roles that are offered to me are not the ones I want to do. And if the choice is between, playing really good supporting characters, then I'd rather do that. And plus, I feel like the industry's changed, and what's great, or what the only thing that I can stand for as far as my career is concerned, and I've started in 2003, so it's been a really long time since I've been here, is the fact that I have the ability to reinvent. I have the ability to work with different makers. So if I launched myself I didn't launch myself, but I got launched in a film which was a mainstream commercial film like a Kayamat. But I've also gone around working with, makers in films like Mithya or Ek Chalis Ki Last Local or Fas Kehre Obama. And then I've also done films like Tumhari Sulu or comedies like Chup Chup Ke. And up to now where I'm working in cop dramas like Sanak or A Thursday, or even doing short films like Baby and things I'm very proud of. Plus I've done reality shows and, host podcasts. So I feel like it's between me inventing, reinventing, creating, trying to get work, not work. But now is the time, and it's the right time to do great supporting roles, because it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're the lead somewhere or whether you're playing a supporting part. Like I saw a film right now where Nasir Saab was like in 4 scenes, I think. But what those scenes were magical, So my point is that, or you look at a Pankaj Tripathi, I mean, you remember every film of his, but you don't actually remember the length or whether he was the poster face or not the poster face. So this is the time, if you have to experiment, this is the time. Plus for me, I'm in a position where, I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, my daughter and my son, they're like, oh, so cute that I just want to be at home all the time and then go to work. Where I'm like, what is it on paper or what is it on email as far as my script is concerned that is offered to me that is that good, that would take me away from the two of them? Not to say that, I don't want to work. I want to get up. I want to work every day. And I'm like, always constantly in the mood to hustle. But I feel my children, things that for me, before I had kids or before I got married, I just would get up and work every day. The day I didn't have work, I was just like, oh, what am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with my life now? Like, if I don't get up and work. But now it's like, my children have given me the ability or the strength to make choices, and the right ones professionally. Because the job should be bloody good for me to get out of the house. And A Thursday was definitely one of those.
And what's next after this movie?
I am shooting something starting the 1st of March onwards. I'm not supposed to say, but I don't know, like they always want to say it themselves. I'm starting a film on the 1st of March. We finished promotions for Thursday, I think around the 18th or 20th. I do some advertising work. I'm doing some hair commercials and stuff. And then, my kids and park time and play time and feed time. And, my son's really young. He's 4 months. I can't every 2.5 hours I have to go back and feed him, or 3 hours I have to feed him. So there's a lot that is taken out of me, physically, emotionally. And I spend an entire day doing promotions, and then at night, if I see my children, even if I'm home, if I see them when they're fast asleep, it's very hard for me to like, be like, okay, kal kahan ja rahe hain, and pack my diary up till like December 2023. It doesn't work like that anymore, because I've got to like choose. So yeah, one step at a time.
Also, could you please tell me any films and series that you've lately enjoyed on OTT platforms?
I can't. You'll judge me. I can't.
No, I need to know. You have to tell me.
No, I can't. I've driven myself crazy watching Dynasty. So I can't say. It's so addictive, the new Dynasty. And I feel like I've been pumping. So every time I have to pump milk for my son, it's 30 minutes. I time myself. I'm like, okay, half an episode of this, and that's what I'm going to do. But I just started watching Gheraiyan yesterday. And I also have to ration myself out, because the minute I start watching a film, then there's always someone or the other who kind of walks in through that door. But yeah, I've been watching. I did see Chandigarh Kare Aashiki, which was also lovely. Gheraiyan was lovely, and I haven't seen too much more. But I've just been hooked to Dynasty. It's like 5 seasons and 18 episodes, an hour an episode. So yeah, I knew you would judge me.
No, not at all.
But I have a whole list, and I need to finish that.